Yeah, and it's impressive that you say that. Like, when someone looks at Cal, looks at like the number of employees compared to someone like Calendly, we have, I think it, I don't want to get the number wrong, but I think we have 10 times less the amount of employees as Calendly does. So they have 300 employees or more. I bet it's more, but we have
Oh
around
no,
30
it's way more. I think when I checked, it's about 500 plus.
because one thing that, again, when you look at Cal, it's like they're a big startup, and that's I think where you guys are have the advantage. It's like for a lot of entrepreneurs, I think at this point they would want to have a corporate, they would want to get Series B as fast as possible. But you guys have kept it intact and have had that little like that startup mindset that I think gives the company a special edge when it comes to like competing with other people, shipping fast, and everything involved in that.
Well, the question is why are startups better than anything? Like why do companies grow from zero to like taking over the next thing? Um, why did Facebook take over MySpace and Instagram take over Facebook? Well, the answer is because they're a startup. Being a startup is a superpower. What takes Google a year to ship takes us a few days. We don't have to sit around and deliberate and plan and have meetings about meetings and things like that. I just know, okay, let's build an extension to our routing forms feature. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the guy on the team that does that. Let's just go talk with him, get it sorted. So really the whole change management and all that is really just me knowing the exact engineer and telling them to work on this. That is a superpower. That would like I can't even explain what that would be for Google to build that. And so the point is why would I go and hire a ton of people to become closer and closer to like what Google is when being a startup really is my superpower. The small size, the accountability, that is what makes us able to do the things that we do. So why would I give that up just because you raise a ton of money? Do you really need hundreds of employees? Hell no. Just have a small number of employees and make sure they're all A players. We really love making sports team analogies when it comes to this whole concept. A sports team has a fixed number of seats. Um, and for us right now, we set that number at 30. Let's say there can be 30 people on the team. Every single person on that team has to be performing at their highest level. Otherwise, unfortunately, they cannot be on the team. Um, and so I think that it's just really important to ensure quality, not quantity. And if we scale to hundreds and hundreds of employees, I couldn't evaluate everybody on the team as well as I currently do. And that would be a terrible thing. Like, let's just make sure that everybody is doing their best work possible. And, unfortunately, you do have to be a little bit ruthless with firing them. Startups will definitely fire way more people than what Google will because in Google there are plenty of people who like clock into the office, eat a bunch of free food, and don't really do all that much, and that's fine there because nobody's really overseeing them. But at cow.com, the pressure is on. And an analogy I love to make, I'm big into Formula One. If you look at the Red Bull Formula One team, they're particularly ruthless with making sure that their two drivers are absolutely the best drivers, that the team is performing at their best. And the thing is they're often seen as a little bit ruthless because like they really swap out people and you like let go a lot of drivers, bring new ones on. But the thing is those that are ruthless tend to win. And like that's absolutely the case in that analogy, and I believe it's also true with cow.com. I want to be able to wake up every morning and look at every single person of the team that I have full confidence in the job that they do.
If anyone wants to check out what like real shipping fast looks like, just look at the GitHub PR. It's crazy, the Cal PR. It's crazy how much we ship. Like every week we have this like update thing, and it's like just a billion things of like new updates that we've shipped, even from like the open source community and within our own company. And yeah, just it's uh it's no wonder like it works and why the company has grown so much. Okay, so I guess shifting our focus to running a company rather than raising funds. Taking the company from a lot of people, this is what they say, like taking a company from like 0 to 1. is oftentimes harder than taking the company from like, making a decent amount of revenue to even more revenue. So, could you just tell us like what are the main things you and Pierre focused on to really take Cal and Cal and Zoe from, a cool little story at the beginning to actually, having customers, making some money, and really, growing the company?
It's an interesting challenge. I think for us, we use a lot of product led growth, and that's led us pretty well even till today. Um, the fact is, if you have a really damn good product, one that's good enough that people talk about it all the time, chances are you're going to get a lot of people come to use it, and that's why cow.com sees the kind of growth that it does. We're very sort of fortunate for that. But then, now even at the stage where we're at, a decent amount of people use cow.com, especially within sort of like the founder community, the people who are really into good products and things like that. They all use and love cow.com. But now we ask the question of how do we make sure that every salesperson, or furthermore, every doctor, every normal person in their lives knows what cow.com is and uses it. And I think the answer to that is a lot of like very careful marketing. Um, the question is like I want cow.com to be a household name. It's just something that people use all the time, have on their phones, like WhatsApp, like Venmo. Um, we just want it to be that anytime somebody goes to schedule something, they just know that as a household name.
So you're focused on building a great product, uh, and just ruthlessly working on that as often as possible is what you're saying, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, at the fundamentals to get started, you don't need to worry about marketing. You don't need to worry about anything. Just build a good product, and people will love it. It seriously can just lead you very well. You can be very hands off of this. Build a damn good product. The rest will follow. And that also includes build a good product. The VC money will follow. The customers will follow. All that kind of thing. You can get serious size like enterprise leads. You can close $1 million deals just on having a good product, and people will come to you. Um, but beyond that, you really have to think about very smart, long term, sustainable approaches to getting your product in the hands of everybody, really. And it's something that will always be a challenge for us, especially because what we're doing at cow.com, I use the term world domination. Like, we need this to be known by everyone. And that is a very, very difficult thing to do. And honestly, I think we're all just, like playing this long shot. Some people turn out to be the next Instagram, the next WhatsApp, something like that. Some people don't. And we are currently playing those odds effectively.